but then they never got bombed down.
So then why do you think the Existence guys are holding inside so weakly?
It's because the next round they went inner and they, Defs won. So like the only round they've actually, Existence has won, or one of the 2 rounds was outside.
This is that strange play that people do with USPs where they try to play as long range as possible versus AKs.
This is looking really bad for Existence now.
I mean, the really bizarre thing about when you do that as well, play super long range with USP, is even if you kill the guy, you can't pick his gun up, so...
Yeah.
I've never understood why people do it. And there's not really any reason for Zyros to show here.
If Musambani and Sayok were smart, they would actually just try to hide and just stay alive as long as they can, because now that they died, you know Defs are going to try to hunt Zyros down, and he's not that far away, so they're still going to find him. If they actually
what is the money like for Existence next round?
Existence is going to have around 4.5k-ish. So it's still like some of them with more kills, maybe Zyros might have more money. He might even be able to drop an op from Musambani, but basically it's not like they're still not rich by any means. They're not going to be able to get all the nades and everything. It's going to be like a good buy, but it's not going to be like just buy whatever you want.
Have they had an op this CT side?
Yeah, they have. Musambani was opping earlier on in the half. But they've had really weak money situation the entire time since.
Looks like Def's actually finally going to throw some flashes outside. Okay, Yurko's pushing up the alley. He's just hiding behind that box you gear people from when you're usually on eco. But unfortunately for him, they're going back inside.
Defs is hitting inner right now. Sayok first entry.
Oh wow. He looked like he was going to get a second kill though.
Yeah, that was a good play by Existence. Sayok just hid and let his teammates help him out instead of trying to force more kills. Now Existence needs to not get too cocky this round and not lose any guns, which they finally managed to do. Because last round, like that one round, they had a 3v1 and 2 of their players still died. Maybe even a 4v1 and 3 of them died. And they kept losing so much money. Now finally they have some money in the bank. So even if they were to lose this round, they'd still be able to buy the following round. Dev's gonna go alley this round. Looks like an outer rush with 3 people out of alley.
And then the AWP are coming out of middle. Oh, Musambani's behind the box, but he gets instantly killed. Now Zyros is going to get killed from the back in a second. Wow, what a terrible round for Existence. Not necessarily one that they misplayed though. It just looked like the terrorists all like, combined at the right time there.
Yeah, the problem with pushing 2 people out of Z is basically if there's anybody in T mid and you don't just force yourself out of there, you don't really have anybody holding outside. Like we saw, I think it was Milikua, who just watched his teammate die in Z and then he just stayed there. And that basically meant Existence had only 2 people playing outside for the first 20 seconds of the round. And they're obviously not going to have a chance, especially when 3 people rush alley.
From what you know, how good are Spanish teams historically on Train?
I feel like Train has always been like a weak map for the Spaniards. I think they've always been like a especially Existence, they've always been a good Inferno team.
And Dust too?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say so. Nuke was always kind of like a 50-50 shot where they might just get blown away. But
I always thought the Spanish teams had the most in common with the Brazilians, like the style.
Yeah, I think it's a fair argument.
Stream all seems to be working fine.
It's a 4v4 now. Defs is faking inner, and it looks like Bomb's gonna be going alley. This is like a chaotic round where Existence still has no idea where Defs is going, and Devs is still kind of figuring out themselves too. Now bombs down alley, and DZT is making his way into Z from inner, gets taken out. As a 2v1.
Didn't you just give up a free kill at the Z hole there?
No, this is a crash.
Okay.
That was another bad peek by Yurko. I don't even understand why Musambani was peeking there in the end.
I mean, this is the kind of game where so far it's hard to even really know the strength of either teams, because from the way it's going right now, Defining Stars could completely run over this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is when teams have really good sides on like the harder side of the map, you can never really tell how it's gonna go until the second half starts, because the other team could just win the pistol round or the first gun round at that half too, and then the game is totally different.
In general though, I mean, it does... Well, we'll wait and see what happens at this last part of the round. I mean, it is still a 1v2, isn't it? In general though, it seems like x6tence has barely been willing to risk anything on CT side though. They've never gambled and pushed anywhere up. I mean, they've done it, what, twice? And then one time no one came anywhere. Like, I mean, wouldn't you say that's the most obvious counter to people continually slowly walking in white walls is to push people from behind or up the ladder?
Yeah, but the problem with flanking ladder is it's really risky, because when you're playing like such a strong side as the CT side of train, like you don't really feel like you have to take those risks. Like you should be able to win just by playing default. You shouldn't have to take risks. But obviously that's not really working out for x6tence now.
Well, with the distance they kept playing at inside, it's like if you're going to play like that, you're essentially letting the terrorists walk in further. So that kind of gives your guys room to flank anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it pretty much says everything that they had to all have the Eagles on the last round.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be around for devs too, so this is going to be really hard for x6tence to even get a lot around it anymore.
The way they've played this last round's been so strange anyway. It's like they never even give themselves a chance to win the round. I mean, what could have possibly happened to win them this round? Aside from like 4 Deagle headshots.
Pretty much nothing. I mean, that's what you rely on. You need those INS moments.
I mean, everyone was hiding. So the irony is, when we actually selected the schedule, we purposely picked it so that there wouldn't be loads of games where we like didn't know both teams. And then we've gone live early on this where we barely know any of these players.
Yeah.
But it will help in the sense that we'll at least know x6tence for the next game. Which actually should be a decent game, because I'm assuming that will be on Dust too, is it? If I can check quickly. Actually, I think it was Inferno, wasn't it? No, it's Dust 2 is the next game, and it's a French team versus a Spanish team, so that should probably be decent. For anyone who didn't watch any of Group A, obviously Navi raped it, but it actually turned out that Pain, for anyone who didn't know, because I didn't know this, is actually made up of like players who were very briefly in MIBR, and then mainly are known for being in G3X. And Payne actually managed to play Navi 13-7 on Inferno, I think.
Yeah, Navi, I mean, it's worth pointing out that Navi had a 13-2 lead after first half, so since...
As CT as well.
Yeah, since we didn't see the game, it's hard to tell if they just jumped up to, like, I mean, like, even with a 13-2 lead, even if it took them until very late the second half to win, you gotta figure they never felt the match was in danger at all, but it's hard to say without actually having seen the game.
And plus at this tournament, like, as you could probably tell by what he said there, like, you have to play out all the rounds in the group stage. Although,
Yeah.
it's kind of, of all the tournaments to do that, it's pretty pointless at this tournament because you will almost never need those rounds for any of the good teams. Top 3 apparently make it out of each group, everyone. If anyone doesn't know which games we're going to be doing, if you go to the post on SK, Lopez's blog on hltv.org, or the post on ESEA, then there's a schedule there of the games that we plan to do. And obviously the times are all off because the schedule's like 2 hours behind, but those are the games we will be doing, assuming everything goes to plan on the technical end.
Again, the second half pistol is now live. It's looking pretty bad for Existence. Their strat really didn't look all that great, and it's not working out at all. Looks to be an easy round for Devs.
RNN should have had a kill there, but he had the silencer on, so he completely missed the guy. Still time to work with here, though.
Yeah, but Musambani has 28 health and a Glock, so basically he's not really going to be doing much. He's hoping to get a gay kill here, open up the round a little. Gets peeked. It's actually surprising Yurko wouldn't just plant outside. He could have gotten the bomb down. Now there's obviously a guy there, Darky, playing outside.
That was pretty bad.
He's probably gonna get killed. Or he might just still make it to the back of the train. That was actually one more... Pretty much he was one more USP bullet away from killing that guy, and he could have won that round had he gotten that kill. And even the last guy was down to 28 health, so he was actually surprisingly close to possibly winning that round. Existence pretty much has to buy here, and that's why it's even worse that he did not get the bomb down.
So what do you think they're going to go with? Gallo, no armor?
Only person who could even get a Gallo is Yurko, and they're actually saving, which I think is a really unforgivable call, considering there's no way they expect their T side to be good enough to get 12 rounds out of the next 13. And this actually puts a nice little twist on this group, because Existence was pretty much, from how I thought of the group, was lock in for the 3rd spot, and this now basically turns it all around, because now Existence would have to be one of the two, as I assume, 2 best teams, LDLC or SK.
Well, I mean, they're a huge lock to get ripped by SK.
Yeah.
So they basically have to win the next game, which is Dust 2. And even if you're a good team on Dust 2, you don't want to have to win on Dust 2.
I'm not sure if they're a better team than the French though, so Dust 2 might actually work out for them, like in their favor, to have like more of a random map. Okay, this is the 3rd round now. It looks like RMN is about to flank inner and get taken out by Milikua. It's done to a 2v2 after a pretty promising start for the round. Moot's down to 3 health, but Zeros gets taken. There's actually a pretty bad movement there. Like, he could have easily just bunny hopped in there, but gets taken out as 1v2, and obviously a huge round.
And DCT's going to kill him now. Well, maybe not if he doesn't look.
Yeah. And now Existence is going to be in a very weak buy.
What is that? Sounds like Deagles.